Pepsodent has launched a nationwide oral hygiene campaign in schools across the country. The Pepsodent Schools program kick-started in Lagos with over 1,000 public primary school pupils as participants. We have details in this report and we'll return with business news.
These excited public primary school pupils in the Jigbo area of Lagos are here to be sensitized on good oral hygiene. Pepsodent, a leading toothpaste brand, initiated this comprehensive campaign to promote oral hygiene among students across Nigeria. The campaign includes presentations, hands-on demonstrations, and free Pepsodent products for the children. The head of marketing for Oral Care Nigeria and other partners say the objective is to get children to have good oral hygiene.
When you get children at the right age to have a good oral hygiene, it can last with them longer. So the aim is to get school-age children to know the importance of brushing not just once but twice daily for them to have a cavity-free mouth.
There's also a plan to expand in 2025. We intend to reach out to more states, but the idea of it all is to reach to as much persons as we can, especially because the younger generation is those that we intend to build these habits from.
The effort of Pepsodent to reach out to pupils, ensuring that they imbibe good oral hygiene, has been very fruitful. If you consider that as at exit 2023, we had reached out to 7 million children in Nigeria, and this year 2024 will be reaching out to 2 million children.
The initiative received positive feedback from the pupils.
I've learned a lot of things about Pepsodent. I learned that it's good to brush daily 2 times in a day, and it's good to always keep your teeth neat and shining.
I learned that Pepsodent is a good thing for your teeth and give your teeth healthy, bright and good. You brush your teeth day and night.
The head teacher of one of the schools admits that the exercise will build confidence in the pupils.
You know, some people used to have mouth odor. By using this Pepsodent, it will help them. They will be able to speak very well and be bold and be courageous to do everything they want to do in the school. And it will help them academically.
I want to tell them that they have done a lot for us and we appreciate their efforts.
Pepsodent says the campaign is designed to run till November with a significant step geared towards improving oral health awareness and practices in Nigeria.
Well, let's see what the figures are looking like. Nigeria's headline inflation rate eased to 32.15% in August 2024, down from the 33.4% recorded in July 2024, reflecting a decrease of 1.25 percentage points. Earlier today, Mr. Johnson Chukwu, who is the Chief Executive Officer and founder of Cowrie Assets Management Limited, commended this development and highlighted the factors that contributed to this decline.
I had actually predicted that we are going to see a further moderation in inflation for the month of August. And I wasn't wrong when the figure came out, because you have to recognize the structure of the economy. More than 50% of the consumer price basket is food. And if you look at food inflation, we saw that food inflation dropped materially. Food inflation in July was 39.53%. It dropped to 37.52%. That was a consistent drop, because previously, in the month of June, food inflation was about 40.88%. So that constant drop is what drove inflation down from 33.4% to 32.15%. The major drop we saw in food inflation is coming from food crop, which is the basic food that we produce here. So we saw a material increase in food. Normally during the harvest season, you see a lot of food that is produced coming to the market. And because the farmers do not have storage capacity, what they do is that it becomes a buyer's market ordinarily. We should actually see the more significant drop in food prices, assuming food production was going on in all parts of the country. But because of the insecurity we have today, food production is not at its optimal. So it's not strange, it's not unexpected that inflation dropped in most of July, August. But bear in mind that that drop was driven solely by decline in food prices.
Continental focus on the development of arts in music, theatre, photography and writing has moved to Lagos as Africa's creative market marks its 3rd year. Effiong Ekop reports.
So Promoters of Africa creative markets have assembled professionals in the arts sector to learn more about global development in arts.
We gather all these people together and create an opportunity for them to learn, to deliberate, to discuss, to debate, and potentially, collaborate. People get jobs here, people find business partners here, people find business opportunities here, and that's a joy.
Directors General from National Council for Arts and Culture, the Census Board, and the Managing Director of Rivers State Tourism Board appreciated the event.
It's time for us to own our narratives. The world is driven by narrative, and Africa and Nigeria have for many years let other people define who they are. And that's one of the things we're going to change.
There's a lot of role that government has to play, especially in terms of policy formulation, because it's policy that gives a direction to where we are going in the different sectors of the creative economy.
African arts of music, drama, films and writing are believed to be in demand globally, yet industry watchers say poor framework, lack of production infrastructure and piracy still growth.
The talent should not sign an agreement without the advice of a qualified, experienced lawyer. Failure to do that will mean that there are terms in that contract that can be considered slavish. There are terms in that contract that are not beneficial to you.
The Consulate General of South Africa Embassy in Nigeria called for mutual partnership among arts professionals in Nigeria and South Africa to lift up continental growth.
As South African missions in Nigeria support what we call intra-Africa mobility amongst entertainers throughout the continent, but particularly the movement of entertainers from Nigeria to South Africa. How do we facilitate that? What are some of the challenges that we have faced, and what are some of the issues that we'd like to discuss with the creatives?
Young workers in arts and culture across Africa are advised to invest in wealth for future, while old professionals should engage in mentorship of upcoming professionals. A panel session examined art in music, fashion, photography, and film. Efyong Ekop, TVC News, Lagos.
Well, the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Mr. Emitome Agama, has reiterated the Commission's commitment to maintaining high standards in cryptocurrency regulations. He emphasized that the capital markets regulator will not compromise its regulatory frameworks for cryptocurrencies. Lead partner in Fusion Lawyers, Senator Ihenge, earlier today emphasized on the need for proper collaboration between all stakeholders.
Rather than keep treating crypto, the manner Nigeria has been treating crypto, more like stigmatization, demonization, sometimes even criminalization. Let's look at embracing crypto, but without compromising standards. We will introduce anti-money laundering and policies, as well as introduce policies around countering the financing of terrorism using virtual assets. And that was the key. Really key, because at the end of the day, in 2022, precisely in May, what happened is that Nigeria, working with the National Assembly, for the first time, recognized virtual assets in the Money Laundering Act 2022, in the Terrorism Act 2022, for the first time. What this means is that going forward, when it comes to monitoring, supervision, reporting of crypto-related crimes in a country, you can be sure that you can go to the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, NFIU, to say, okay, we've had these suspicious reports. We would like to make, submit such reports to you for further investigations. So this was really helpful. And like I said earlier, we now have a steering committee. Indeed. That steering committee pulls players from both private sector and public sector, including the CBN, the SEC as well.